has blood on his hands for giving Israel $3.3 billion annually in military aid. The United States continues to be on the side of oppressing Palestinians and aiding in their erasure. The United States continues to support the genocide that we are seeing live on television daily, and then has the nerve to call itself a Christian nation. It's time out for us as people of faith, especially Christians, to stop being neutral in a time where people are being killed. The late Archbishop Desmond Tutu said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the side of the oppressor. And my friends, it is time for us to cry loud and spare not. It is time for us to be loud and not hold back. We shall cry loud and spare not when it comes to billions of dollars that are being spent on war and not on health care. We ought to cry loud and spare not when we're spending money on, when we're sending money to other countries to build bombs and to drop bombs like we're seeing in Palestine. We ought to cry loud and spare not when we somehow don't have money for reparations for descendants of slaves, for years of Jim Crow and mass incarceration, but we have money to go to war. We ought to cry loud and spare not when President Biden keeps asking Congress for billions of dollars for wars, when the poor is getting poorer and the rich are getting richer. We ought to cry loud and spare not when Ayanna Pressley and a small handful of members of Congress are the only ones calling for an immediate ceasefire, and the rest of Congress is allowing the bombs to keep on dropping. We ought to cry loud and spare not when it comes to these atrocities. And I come today to activate the prophetic calling that is in your lives. A prophetic calling to be anti-racist, a prophetic calling to stand for justice for all marginalized communities, a prophetic calling to be peacemakers, a prophetic calling to protect our environment, and a prophetic calling to speak truth to power.